Good afternoon, everybody. My name is E.R. Anderson. I'm the Executive Director of Charis Circle. Charis Circle is a nonprofit programming arm of Charis Books. And Charis Books is the South's oldest independent feminist bookstore. We're coming to you live from Decatur, Georgia this morning to celebrate the hot off the presses You So Black with Theresa the Songbird, who is a Grammy-nominated musical, lyrical, and theatrical alchemist who sprinkles magic like hot sauce. She is best known for her appearance on the 2019 Trumpet Awards on Bounce TV and the now viral recitation of You So Black, which has garnered 11 million views and counting. She has gone on to perform with the likes of Jill Scott, MC Light, and Jasmine Sullivan, and appears on famed pianist Robert Glasper's newest album. Theresa is from the south suburbs of Chicago, but now calls it home. She holds a degree in commercial music from Millikan University in Decatur, Illinois. She is joined today by London Lad, who is a graduate of Syracuse University with an MFA in illustration. He uses a unique mixed media approach, combining cut paper textured with acrylic paint, tissue paper, and colored pencil to bring his diverse subjects to life. London's artwork is steeped in intensity and emotion, a reflection of the artist himself. His hope is that You So Black will be passed down through generations, reaffirming African American strength, beauty, power, and love. His goal is to open a visual arts community center where lower income families can create their own art. He lives in Syracuse, New York. So we're really glad to have all of you here watching worldwide, and of course our local Atlanta and Decatur audience. So we're going to begin with a reading and showing of the book, then we'll open it up for questions for our virtual and in-person audience. Then we'll say goodbye to our virtual folks and do an in-person signing. So I'm going to kick it over to y'all. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. Thank you. Hi to the people in the universe and the world. Hey to the people in the room. I'm Theresa the Songbird. This is my friend and illustrator, London Land, and I'll be reading for you today, You So Black by Theresa the Songbird, illustrated by London Land. Can you tell us my first time? Okay. You so black. You so black. When you smile, the stars come out. You so black. When you're born, the God come out. Black is not. Black when it's wrong. Black when it's right. Black is pyramids and mathematics. Black is melanized and magic. Black with privilege. Black with pride. Black on purpose on the black hand side. Black and beautiful. Black and blessed. Black and so much more. Black and nothing less. Black is brilliant. Black is strong. Black is resilient. Black is song. Black is infinite, like hip hop or space. Black is grace. Black is love. Black makes babies. Black babies grow up. Black is tough. Black is hard to do. Black is me. Black is you. Black is not something we get to choose, but it is something we get to cherish. It's something we get to wear with honor. I'm black like my granddaddy and my great-great-great-grandmama. Black is lift every voice and sing. Black is letting your freedom ring and resound. Black is adjective, adverb, color, and noun. Black is crown. Black is clean. So to the black as all everlasting, to the black and passing, and to every shade of black in between. You so black. When you smile, the stars come out. You so black. When you're born, the God comes out.
We want to give folks a chance to ask questions and offer praise, offer anything that comes to your heart. We know we got some family locally in the house, so that's always a nice thing. Some folks who know y'all for a long time, maybe you could speak to how they see this work in the context of your life or anything like that. So does anybody have anything they want to say? Start off with that.
It's an absolutely stunning story, beautiful illustration. Thank you so much for creating it for the children. I want to know what inspired the poem that you wrote.
The inspiration from the poem came from a space where the canon of my work, while it had pieces that I think made the crowd feel included or feel involved, I just felt like there was something missing from my work that was intrinsically for us. That when you heard it, it made you feel strong. It filled you with a sense of pride and belonging and love of self. And I was really adamant about making sure that that idea was intrinsic to just my body of work in general. No problem. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir. I've never met a day before in my
It's
life.
okay. It's nothing like the first time. But no, great job. Wonderful piece of work for the two of you. I'm just curious, how did you guys get connected?
Actually, we were connected by a really awesome woman who is really responsible for this being a book that you can touch and feel. Her name is Deneen Milner. She is the editor and the publisher of this book. And she is the reason that me and London connected. And she was the vital resource for getting all the pieces put together to make this book happen. This is actually, yesterday was my first time meeting London in person. I hadn't spoken to him until we started doing interviews. Like, the whole process of this book was really an alignment of everybody giving their best work and just following their passion.
Can y'all talk about what it was like to work remotely together?
As previously stated, there wasn't any real remote work together. It was, with the exception of him having access to the video of the poem. I think he had heard my voice every day. He just didn't hear my opinion about any of what was being put together. And I don't think he needed it at all. And in the context of what was received, I had zero additions to when I was getting previews of the illustrations, and when they came through, I was just always so in awe of what I was getting that I didn't, like, as you can see, I was at a loss for words.
Yeah, I think for me, like, her video said it all. Like, I didn't need to meet her. It's just I can feel her spirit. I can feel the energy that she was evoking in the words. It was in another spiritual place that she was coming from that I can feel, which for me as an illustrator, as an artist, that's where I like to go. That's where my resting place is to really dive into my work and feel what I'm doing and believe in what I'm doing. And I believed in this. And like, with her poetry, like, you get poems, you know, I've done stuff about Langston Hughes, I've done stuff like other poem, but this is to me, it's what, there's a power in this poet in her poetry and her spirit that's unrivaled. And I don't know where I go from here with the next books of my future, whatever I do, because of the fact that the place that I went to with this had to match her. And as you could see, like, even her hair, like, her hair was an influence on the color palette. I mean, I've done a lot of colors. I've morphed from like very earthy colors to being more colorful, but her hair and her style played a huge part in this. I mean, you see the greens and the purples and the magentas. That's what's in here. That's the spirit. It's like her words are these colors. So, and the people that are in here, I wanted to make sure that like she was speaking to all Black. It wasn't like one shade, one shape of person. So when you see this book, you see darker, you see brown, you see lighter. So, because that's who she's speaking to. That's why I want everybody to see themselves, not just in America, but everybody across the oceans to see and to feel what she's saying, because it's universal.
You guys hear me?
Yeah,
There we go.
You already just sort of answered some of it, but I'm really interested to hear about how the two of you collaborated specific to the imagery that supports the poetry. Did you receive direction? Did you say, here's where I want to go with this, and there was a back and forth, or was it you do your thing, I'll do my thing, and then we combine them at the end?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
This is why I was smiling, because behind the mask, this is Janine Miller, you guys, the publisher and our editor, and third party and getting all of this together.
So, most people don't know this, but when a children's book is produced, never do the author and the illustrator work together. Because it's two different modes of storytelling, right? And so just like Theresa probably couldn't tell London how to make art, London can't tell Theresa how to make poetry. They can both tell a story based off of Theresa's words. So Theresa's story is her story, London's story is his story. And we don't want the two artists to, the collaboration is, we try not to put them together because we want them we want, as the editor and the producers, for their art to stand on its own. So when a child looks at that book and they can't read, there's still a story being told through the pictures. Theresa may not be able to tell that story. For instance, I wrote a book with an opera singer. She could not tell me how to write the book. She can sing her butt off. I can't sing opera, but I can write her story. It's the same thing with this art. So they didn't know each other. The only thing Theresa knew about London was what I sent her, like, here's his Instagram page. The only thing London knew about Theresa was, here's the poem, and this is what you're working with. That's it. And that's the way that it's usually done.
I'd like to compliment London, because when Theresa presented the book to the family, and given that you said there was no collaboration, when Theresa presented it to the family, she says, oh, look, this is her two sisters. This
Let me show you the page.
is.
Let me show you this page. The specific page. My sisters are identical twins, right? And my mom would take us every summer. She would take us to the beaches in Chicago, like every single weekend. So when I see this page specifically, and I'm not gonna cry. My sisters are sitting right there behind my mom. But this page reminds me so much of them. Even they were like, oh, that's us. That's us. And then when they saw the page that says Black is Grace,
That's Theresa. That's Theresa growing up.
like down to the fact that I was the princess. Unicorns are still my favorite animal.
So again, with no collaboration, like for London to pull in all of this and Theresa to say, oh, this is me, this is my sisters, this is my mom and dad, you captured it all.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, because this work was, I've done, like, since grad school, and the work that I'm doing now, I made a vow to myself to really do stuff that's representational of African Americans, Blacks, everybody, because it was something that I have such great pride and joy in representing us, not in a certain era, in a certain way to be perceived. And we were saying this yesterday, it's about the now and the future. Like what we see here, this is what we want to speak to. And this is with Deneen, like that's her vision. And I am 100% behind that. And to know that the impact of seeing yourselves in there, your experiences it just brings me so much joy, because I sit in a studio alone with a dog. That's all I do, is just sit there hours thinking, pondering. I go out and look at people. I observe. Today I was down at the hotel in the lobby, and I'm just looking at people, and I'm looking at like Black people. I'm like, and I had to say to this one person, I said, "You look great." I was like, she had this white jacket with braided hair with red in it. I didn't want to take a picture because I want to be creepy, like, but I see people and I just want to take pictures because that's where my work gets influenced by. I'm always drawing in my sketchbook. I'm always thinking. I get up at 3 a.m. all the time, like visions of what do I see. So thank you. That means the world to me to hear that.
So with all of that being said, I'm curious, all the illustrations in the book, did you do that based on the story, or did you draw from some of your older work? Did you have some illustrations already that you decided, oh, I can use that for this?
No.
Or so you just went just from the poem?
Yeah, it had to. I mean, like a lot of the stuff that I was in grad school, so a lot of it, and that's where Deneen found me, because I was posting a lot of stuff that was totally different. So, but it was coming from a place in my heart that I was tapping into. I was finally finding my visual voice. Finally, at 47 years old, 48 years old. So for this, it was just ordained, and it was exactly the right project at the right time. But it was scary. I will say this was scary. This made such an impact. It changed my thesis topic. Because I was going to do a thesis on just a children's book, about a personal story about a boy. But throughout the summer, when I was starting to work on this, I was like, Black representation. And I'm like, and I go back and I'm researching about Black representation from the civil rights era to the Jim Crow era, all the way on up by different authors and literary figures. And it was just, with her, it just like made sense. And I was worried because there were certain things that I wanted to do for my thesis. There's actually one thing in my thesis that I was supposed to be in the book but it didn't end up being. And it was the mother braiding the hair. That was supposed to be in the book. I wanted that, but for the right reasons, it wasn't in there. But no, all this stuff came from her text, from her, because it was like the one thing I will say about working on this project that changed my process is now when I get a project, I request if the author read their text to me. Send me a text, just read it to me. Send me because to hear that, it changed my everything about that was elevated because I got to know her through her words and her spirit. So now the projects that I do, like when I did Black Gold, I asked, can she read it? And the way she read it was very intimate. So it was a very intimate book. So then the projects that I do now, I have to hear their words. That's the closest I get.
Look at me changing how.
Because I say this to her, I was like, your voice is what's needed right now. Like, this is truth right here. As much as you can tap in to us as a people, I just hope, I'm just happy that I was the first, and there's gonna be a lot more. And whoever's out there, she got stories. And you better sign up now while she's hot.
How you doing?
I love the concept, the whole thing. This is a book, with your reading, I will hear it in my mind. Whether I see it in another 10 years or another 5 or tomorrow, I will see the correlation between you two in this book. Job well done.
Thank you.
So one of the things that we always what I acknowledge is that all authors and artists are standing on the shoulders of other artistic giants. And one of the gifts that we have of being in this space is being able to refer people to other artists. So is there anybody that you want to shout out, other children's book authors, other poets, other illustrators that you feel like you're in communion with, or kind of on your ancestor altar of artists, or they can be living, dead, whoever, but who is kind of with you when you're writing or when
I have a few pop into my head immediately. My aunt is sitting in the front row. She's one of my favorite human beings on the planet. She is also like a bibliophile. She loves books so much. Oh, she loves books so much that she has spread that love to everybody in our family. And because of her, I was able to have early access to books like Where the Sidewalk Ends and A Light in the Attic. When I think about especially like I've always been a writer, but once I had the opportunity for my poetry to be for children, Shel Silverstein was the first thing that popped into my brain. As a Black woman, as a Black reader, as a Black writer, Maya Angelou was always very tangible in what I thought of myself as a writer. Once I got into college, I had a Black professor who was also a writer of poetry. Her name is Dr. Monique Farrell, and her poetry was very influential to how I taught poetry to other Black people and Black women who look like me. So those would be my top three: Shel Silverstein, Maya Angelou, Dr. Farrell. And I'm gonna stop there because I don't want to be in my car.
Please. I mean, if you go back to the past, obviously look at the Harlem Renaissance artists. I mean, I love Aaron Douglas. I love his work so much. Obviously Romare Bearden, with a lot of the mixed media stuff that he does. I just love what he taps into. There's illustrator Mark English. I love because he's always been experimental in his work. I was shown his work, like his catalog of work. Love his work, so like influenced by them. I think like contemporary right now, I mean, there's just so many, and I get to meet them on the circuit going around or on Instagram or anything like that. But the people that are within my own agency, because they're the ones, we have a critique group. So I do she is also my agent, and also we graduated from the same college and everything, but there's Chandra Strickland, who's a big influence. I mean, I go to her all the time just to say, okay, what's working? Even with this book, I was like, okay, what do you think about this page? And then there's Charnel Pinckney. We share the same agency, like people within that family that I have direct access. I'm inspired by their work, and I am definitely made better because I have this trusted circle of illustrators and creators and even non-illustrators who can look at my work objectively and be honest, and it makes me better. I am not above being, even if she said during the process, I don't know if this page is working, okay, then we'll make it work. We're a team. So I'm not here without my team of people who influenced me, people who impact me now, and the people that I work with.
So normally we don't do this, but we've had more folks join us, and we've had more folks join us online. How would you feel about reading your poem?
Oh, run it back one more time.
Oh, yeah.
I can hear it all the time. Every time.
I don't know. I guess I could read it. You guys. I'm Theresa the Songbird, and this is London Lad, and we together have created You So Black.
I'll hold it up
Okay.
if you want to just read it.
Turn the page, this makes me feel good. You so black. You so black. When you smile, the stars come out. You so black. When you're born, the God come out. Black is not. Black when it's wrong. Black when it's right. Black is pyramids and mathematics. Black is melanized and magic. Black with privilege. Black with pride. Black on purpose on the black hand side. Black and beautiful, black and blessed, black and so much more, black and nothing less. Black is brilliant, black is strong, black is resilient, black is song, black is infinite, like hip hop or space. Black is grace. Black is love. Black makes babies. Black babies grow up. Black is tough. Black is hard to do. Black is me. Black is you. Black is not something we get to choose, but it is something we get to cherish. It's something we get to wear with honor. I'm black like my granddaddy and my great-great-great-grandmama. Black is lift every voice and sing. Black is letting your freedom ring and resound. Black is adjective, adverb, color, and noun. Black is crown. Black is clean. So, to the black is all everlasting, to the black and passing, and to every shade of black in between. You so black. You so black. When you smile, the stars come out. You so black. When you're born, the God come out. Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. So we're gonna
Thank you.
say goodbye to our friends watching from home virtually. Folks, you can buy You So Black from Charis by clicking this teal button. We will send you a signed copy as long as supplies last, with a bookplate at the very least. So go ahead and click that button. Be sure to get your copy from Charis. It really does help us. So have a great Martin Luther King weekend. Take good care and goodbye.